Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards. I wanted to make a video about the Strongsville show because I don't think we've had one today and I don't want to break the streak of continuous Strongsville shows. But mine's going to be a little different. I always like to wait a little bit, let everyone get theirs out of the system and then pop mine up. But before I get into the Strongsville show, I wanted to share something. I came home today. There's a package outside my door. Came in this awesome yellowed patinaed box. So I'm like, this has been around a little bit. So whatever this is going to be cool. And it's from my new friend, Tony. Tony, I met because he bought some cards off of me. And we did a StreamYard because he wanted to see a lot of cards that he was looking to buy. And I didn't want to take a million pictures. So as we were showing cards, I noticed how great his collection was. And after we made the deal, I said, okay, Tony, I won't charge you shipping if you come on Two Guys, One Hobby with John and I, which he agreed to do because he's got an amazing collection. And then since then, he's made his own channel. It's TJ Online. It's either is online or online. He's been on Instagram forever, but made a first great video for, I believe it was for Iconic Owl. But this package is from Tony and it says, Don, thanks for welcoming me, the newer guy. Thanks, Tony. Which absolutely, Tony. That's what this community is about. Doesn't matter how long you've been on here, you know, you pay it forward. People welcomed me when I first got on, so happy to do it and glad that you took the plunge. So let's open this box up. You're gonna see what he sent me. So I've already seen it, but it's very cool. Get out of the package. Stan Musial plate. Did not have one of these, so that is awesome. So thank you, Tony. I'll find a place in here for it. A certificate of authenticity. My Musial collection wouldn't be nearly what it is without YouTubers. I've been gifted so many Musial items that I don't know, maybe I'll make a video someday on all the Musial stuff I've been gifted because it's been a lot. So Tony, thank you and welcome to the community. And he gave a sneak preview of what he is about to show next. It's amazing. And a little hint, all the Clemente collectors will be jealous. So I got up to Strongsville on Friday. And let me show you every card that I bought. Yep, that's everything I bought. I actually spent more money on lunch and dinner than I did cards. So I didn't buy any cards. My plan was just to go up and hang out with everyone. It's only a 2.5 hour drive. And sold a bunch of cards. Thank you to the YouTube community out there. Really appreciate it. But I did buy one thing. So I spent $10 and this was 15. I said to the guy, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh. Would you take 10? Love Clemente. So I got this cool Clemente poster for $10. My Clemente brethren would know what year this is. This little poster, I don't. I know it's late 60s, I believe, but how can you go wrong? $10 for that. But like Scott said, I came away with a lot of free stuff because YouTubers were just awesome giving things. So one of the things I got was this card. A YouTuber came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, I love your channel. I'm from Canada. I want to give you this Bob Friend autograph. And to the guy that gave this to me, I apologize. I do not remember your name. I hope you watched this show and will leave a comment that you were the one that gave this to me. I apologize for that, but just a great gift. Thank you so much. And Scott, Reindeer Studios, he just left this in our room and autographed it. I think it was his way of like, I want to give you my autograph, but I don't want you to reject me, so I'll just leave it here and hopefully you'll pick it up. So this is Scott's, all his designs from the Topps cards on a t-shirt. Got re-gifted something from Theo. Somebody gave him something. He was like, here, I already have this. You take it. I was like, okay. So a little Bill Mazeroski piece. And then James Gillum gave me, he said, do you have the Musial scoops, baseball scoops? And I said, I don't. So, as I said, I keep adding to my Musial collection because you guys are so great. So thank you, James. James doesn't have a channel, but he watches and comments all the time. And met him at National 2 years ago and got to hang out with him and know him even a little better at Strongsville. Theo, the 4 collectors. I should have got Sammy to sign this. He was there. I talked to him quite a bit, but never got around to that. Darren, Return to Collecting. And then, I almost said Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Rick, Rocket, Rick J18. He gave me a George Brett. Randy Johnson. Tony Gwynn. I don't know what years it are. 91 Leaf. And Wade Box. And then the coolest part of it was I got his card with a dog hair on it. Let's wipe that off. There we go. What else did I get here? This is probably the best thing I got, and I'm not going to tell you who gave it to me because it has some sentimental meaning, especially to me, and he can kind of relate to what we were talking about, and we're going to leave it between us. But I got this book, The Saga of Sudden Sam. Sam is originally from Pittsburgh, and I've seen Sam's at all the shows with these books, and it was autographed for me, but didn't really know his story, and I'm only about a quarter into this book, but it's great, and you know who you are that gave me this, and with our talk, and means the world to me. So thank you. Hate to be cryptic on here, but I just wanted to give the person his due, but yet keep it somewhat private. So when I go to, well, let me back up. Might be this hat I'm wearing here. Chris from Missouri. Chris is my roommate, and you know, love Chris like a brother. And got in the room, and he handed me this hat, and I was like, "Oh man, you had this specially made for me." Man, I felt so good. Then I went down to the YouTube get together, and there were 60 other guys wearing this hat. Yeah, thanks, Chris. So, on to my autograph book. I don't know if you all have seen this. Man, that hat, maybe I should have kept that on. Got some serious hat head going here. When I meet a YouTuber, I get their picture and signature taken, and there's going to be 5 or 6 of you that I met that I didn't get around to getting you in my book, and that happens at every show. And there's a couple guys in here that I got this show that I didn't on other shows. But there's Theo Clementi Collector. He's 6'10". Got Sammy Thunder. Here's one of the guys. I've met Dave before. Met him in Chicago, but I wasn't doing this book then, so I got that there. Mike Petty, who totally ripped me off on a card that he bought, but he looks like he's in the mafioso, so I didn't want to mess with him. John Keating. See, that's why I get people to put their channel, because you know, that almost looks like John Keating. Rick, Rocket Rick. Actually, I have his picture, but it got cut off. I have a better one that I'm going to put in the book, but I didn't want to put that one in there. Talked about James earlier, James Gillum, the Lurker. You know, this book was originally for YouTubers, guys that made channels, but he's part of the YouTube community. He may not make channels, but he comments on everyone's videos. He goes in live streams. He goes to the shows. Then you got Matt right there next to him. Notice I was representing my misfits that night. I was the only misfit that was there. One of the things I learned at the show, someone who we know his name, that's not his real name. He came up and introduced me, said another name, and I'm like, what the heck? But I'll just believe me that Andrew, Enough Said Cards, is next to me there. Steve, Vintage on Vintage, first time meeting him. Andrew's actually another guy I had met before, but didn't have his picture on there. Jason, first time meeting Jason. Didn't know his channel real well. I mean, I talked to him before, but got to know him really well at the show. Walked around with him quite a bit. Got Darren, Return to Collecting. We've got Craig, Midlife Crisis. Orlando, collector's dream. Man, Orlando is a sweetheart of a man. What a nice guy. I mean, all these guys are nice, but Orlando was telling us a story at dinner about his father and how they had to leave Cuba and how he was pretty high up in the bank in Cuba and had to start over here in America and didn't know the language and rose. Just fascinating stuff. And then I actually met Steven last year because he came down with Mike Canadian Cards, but didn't get his autograph and picture last year, so I got it on there. And Mike didn't make the show because his dog ate his passport. Way to go, Mike. So that is, I don't know, I'm probably forgetting something, but one of the things I thought was funny too, I was sitting with Dave, Blue Jacket 66, and he had mentioned a year ago he was going to do this baseball card kind of school or education. I said, man, I wish you had really done that. And he's like, Don, I'm just lazy. And I had to laugh because, you know, I've been trying to do this series of Negro leaguers who played in the major leagues, and I looked, and the last one I did was 10 months ago. So I can relate to being lazy as well. But just having a little fun with everyone here again. What an awesome time. Met some other guys, you know, Chris's friends, Tom and Brent, and a lot of these YouTubers that I didn't get to meet before. It's funny, I saw a picture on my phone from Strongsville 2 years ago, and at lunch it was Scott Reindeer Studios and Dean Gearhart. I collect everything, and we were the only ones at lunch, and this time there was like 20 of us at lunch at a time, and you all know how the show went, so I'm not going to keep rambling here, but thank you to all you guys for signing my book, all the gifts I got, Chris getting the room for us. Really appreciate it. So as always, guys, thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.